Amazing animals that have emerged from the cross between zebras and horses. Powerful creatures that man has managed to create by forcing mating between cows and bison. And a grotesque and lethal beast that will leave you speechless. Get comfortable because you're about to dive into the world of horror. And after you see this animal that was born from a tiger and a lion, you'll never look at nature with the same eyes again. This animal was born from a tiger and a lion. Number 6. Narluga. Intriguing is a world that describes all the creatures you're about to meet very well, but none encompasses this term better than the famous narluga. It's an animal that was discovered accidentally by a Greenlandic hunter in the cold decade of 1980. He opened fire on an Arctic whale, and when he took the carcass into his boat, he was horrified. In front of him, there was an unnatural-looking animal. The man was an expert whale hunter and immediately knew that this wasn't a conventional whale. Intrigued by the finding, he decided to send the animal's skull to the Greenland Institute of Natural Resources. His intuition told him that it was special, and soon his suspicion was realized. Analysis showed that it was a hybrid animal, the result of a cross between a beluga whale and a narwhal. The news spread quickly among the scientific community and caused great controversy. The last record of such a crossbreeding was 1.5 million years ago. Belugas and narwhals are virtually unrelated, and the occurrence of this natural phenomenon is unique. Number 5. Zoo. Not all crosses between animals generate the same results. Some can be very useful, and in the case of the zoo, this is evident. This strange animal comes from the cross between a yak and a cow, and the result is a perfect beast for agricultural work. It has a sturdier build, therefore it's stronger and more resistant than the common cattle. In addition, it has greater pulling capacity and can withstand much longer days. Most of these animals are found in countries such as Bhutan or Mongolia. There, their meat is considered superior to the rest and is praised for its unusual beauty. Unfortunately, despite its great strength and extraordinary ability to carry loads for long periods without showing signs of fatigue, the zoo is sterile, which prevents this species from reproducing and increasing its population in the world. Number 4. Zebroid. The following animal has been present on our planet since the 19th century, although few people have managed to observe it. In fact, the naturalist Charles Darwin had the opportunity to see one of these strange hybrids with his own eyes and was astonished by its presence. Its name is zebroid, and it's a cross between a zebra and an equine. Usually the father of this creature is a male zebra, something quite unusual, since most equine females are usually reluctant to accept mates of another species. Physically, zebroids are more similar to a horse than a zebra, but their skin shows the characteristic stripes of this animal. They also have stronger temperaments than horses and are difficult to handle. Even so, zebroids are bred for riding and pulling, activities they're surprisingly good at. They're also commonly found in zoos and circuses in various parts of the world. Their appeal is unique, and anyone who gets to see them is fascinated by their appearance and the rarity that characterizes such a species. Number 3. Zubron. Some hybrid animals don't come by chance from nature, but are altered by human interest, and this was demonstrated in 1847 when a man named Leopold Walicki made different experiments with his animals until he created the zubron, a hybrid between a domestic bovine and a European bison. The result surprised Leopold himself, although not as much as it did to the German researchers who carried out different analysis of this mysterious creature during the First World War with the intention of getting the greatest possible benefit out of it. The data showed that the zubrons were more resistant than most animals and less prone to disease than domestic cattle. In addition, they weighed up to 1.2 tons, and their enormous strength allowed them to increase the efficiency of work in the field. They immediately became an extremely valuable species. By 1960, they had managed to create about 71 zubrons, and today they're still trying to increase the population of one of the most fascinating and interesting hybrid animals on the planet. Number 2. Growler bear. Sometimes pollution and the presence of human beings push many species to change not only their natural habitat, but even the partners with whom they mate. This happens with coyotes and hyenas, but also with bears, especially brown bears and polar bears. Both have been pushed out of their territories due to global warming, indiscriminate hunting, and human encroachment on their species. This has caused both brown and polar bears to coexist in places they didn't usually frequent. The result has been the birth of the mysterious growler bear, a hybrid between a brown bear and a polar bear that was seen for the first time in 2006 when a hunter was on Banks Island located in northern Canada and opened fire on the creature. Once the strange creature was captured, he took it in order to do some tests on the carcass, and scientists discovered that its DNA presented a mutation never seen before. Still, very little is known about the growler bear. The strange mutation has done more than just mix white and brown in its fur. The hybrid animal has far more powerful capabilities than any other breed. Its vigor, agility, strength, and rage are unmatched, and that makes it a difficult beast for anyone in the world to control. Number 1. Jagline. You are about to meet one of the most amazing and disturbing crossbreeds in the animal kingdom. It comes from nothing less than the mating of a jaguar with a lioness. Although these species inhabit completely different ecosystems, remarkable things happen on some very specific occasions, and the birth of the first jagline is one of them. The appearance of this creature is chilling, as it maintains the imposing image of the lion, but mixes it with the body of a jaguar. The result is a wild and indomitable beast that could tear apart any prey in a matter of seconds. Its astounding body is the only visible sign of its many capabilities. Jaglions have unnatural strength and reach speeds that would shake any automobile. Surprisingly, only 2 jaglions have been recorded in history. Both were born on roughly similar days and have lived in captivity ever since, watched over by researchers and a scientific team that continues to evaluate their behavior. 0-0. We cannot pass over the opportunity to talk about a creature that could dethrone the lion from its long reign. Although, rather, we should talk about the fact that this hybrid animal could become its natural heir. Ligers are animals created by human intervention and are obtained by crossing a lion with a tigress. The combination is explosive in almost every aspect. The liger is described as a giant feline with golden fur and stripes on most of its body. Sometimes they inherit their father's manes and their mother's shrewdness. There are also cases where ligresses are born, and although their size may be slightly smaller, they generally exceed 11 feet in length, not counting the tail. These hybrid creatures are the terror of the animal kingdom. Their 900 pounds are accompanied by inordained strength, and each of the typical characteristics of lions and tigers is multiplied by a factor of 3 when making this disturbing genetic mix. For all of these reasons, the liger is, so far, the strangest and most surprising hybrid animal ever created by man, although this seems to be only the beginning. The human being is obsessed with using science as a weapon to break all limits, and this seems to be about to play against us. So if you'd like to discover some creepy experiments that have been kept hidden for decades and could jeopardize life as we know it, you'd better get comfortable and come with us on a journey through the next videos.